Hello, this is Travis Webb from Accelerated Kinetic Arts, and this is my training blog. I started working on Kali, which is a Filipino fighting system that uses open hands, knives, and machetes. Started with machetes. This is my third practice. My first practice was a 2-hour session with my teacher here in town, Greg. My second one was yesterday, and that was about 30 minutes on my own, and now today again about 30 minutes on my own. I'm trying to keep track of the time that I've put into this so that I can really mark the progression over a series of, I don't know, a month. Let's say a month, sure. 1 month to Kali. First, I'll talk about what my last two solo training sessions looked like, just as a structure. I started each one with a focus and emphasis on warming up of the shoulders, warming up, and also noting really kind of working the alignment of the core and the shoulders with bladed weapons in the context of kendo. That's what I know best, kendo and EI. And then went into the 30-minute section of the Kali, where I began with first a standing meditation to the left and the right hemisphere of the brain going, to focus on the breath, to get the whole system prepared for the learning that's to come, all the obvious benefits of meditation. Very brief, about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, just to kind of sit into it. Then I started working footwork drills. The part with the feet that I'm struggling with, well, two parts. One is that I've been told that it's first a toe to heel transfer of weight, toe heel to spring off the heel, and then not to drag the feet, which is my tendency from tango to always be collecting and so on. So again, that's heel toe to spring from the heel and raise the feet. This ties into the character and the quality of this art form, which I want to talk more about later. And that's, you're lifting the feet because you're in uncertain terrain. This was developed in the jungle. So you're stepping over roots and trees and around and whatever. And that's one of the things that makes it so practical for a modern day engagement, is that you're stepping over curbs. There's people around. If you have your feet on the ground, as with, say, classic kendo, then you're tripping in uncertain terrain. So very cool stuff. Not very good at it yet. Then after working on the footwork, I went to keeping the feet stationary and working these primary cuts that I was taught, the first two at least. Again, salient points, keeping the elbow back behind the line, keeping the free hand on the chest or hip to keep it out of the engagement area, and then striking these 45s throughout across the bridge of the nose, striking it at the beginning with the center of the blade, drawing it across, bringing it to the extent that it can while keeping the tip pointing towards the other person. Then once it can go no further, letting it transition up and around, again keeping the elbow out of the line of engagement and back the other direction, and keeping as much as I can this angle with the wrist as opposed to engaging it forward as you would with kendo. Another adjustment for me. With both hands, I was told to focus primarily on my right hand. Sure, fine, I get it, but I want to be developing it with my left as well, because ultimately that coordination and that strength is something that I want on both sides of my body, and I want to be forced to learn it with both sides for my brain. Then bringing the two together, that's to say the footwork and the cuts themselves, with broken and fluid footwork, pieces of terminology that I've yet to fully come to understand, but broken being going and then returning to the same spot, as opposed to fluid, which would mean going and carrying through. Again, on both sides. And going at different speeds. Another piece that I'm struggling with is where this hand goes and when. It's not second nature yet. It will. And that was it for the physical part of the practice. Then I went and did another sit at the end of it to kind of bring into relationship the subconscious and the conscious. Now that sounds kind of subconscious and conscious. But what I mean is the brain and the body continue learning after you stop moving your body. And this is a really important point. Lots of studies done on it. Go look it up. If you bring some conscious attention to what your subconscious is already doing, which is continuing to learn, and let it kind of sink into your body, then you're doing yourself a favor, instead of just kind of, back to Facebook and what's going on later and text my friend, or whatever. Give yourself the time to kind of assimilate it. In yoga, they have shavasana, where at the end you lie prone and just let it be, and they say, now receive the benefits of your practice. And it's, um, well, actually, it's a pretty sophisticated point that they're making. So I'm hypothesizing. No, I'm not. I'm speaking from personal experience. Really valuable to do that. And that's it for this particular blog. Well, no, not quite. Questions I have. I have about the history, because I want to understand the quality of this art, the character that I'm mimicking in taking this on. What's it look like? Where did it come from? Because in mimicking it, there's a tremendous physical insight into what's happening. So I want to learn the history, and I want to find some good online resources, which are notoriously difficult to find. Please let me know if you find any. Thank you very much.